It's time to take 10 minutes for Torah with Rabbi Joel Finkelstein.
Welcome to our discussion of Parshat Yitro, spontaneity, and order. If we look at the Parshat Yitro, we have chapter 18, story of Yitro, Jethro. We have chapter 19 as a prelude to the Mount Sinai and the laws. And then we have chapter 20, which is Ten Commandments and its aftermath, leading into next week, the story of the laws. Rav Tamir Granot of Tel Aviv pointed out that there is an interesting parallel between what we see in the chapter 18, story of Yitro, and chapter 19, 20, story of the Mount Sinai. Look at the story of Yitro. We have to ask, what was the story before Yitro gave advice to Moshe, and what was the story after? Before Yitro gave advice, Moshe described it as Ki yavo elai ha'am lidrosh Elokim. Someone wanted to know the answer to a question. They came to Moshe, and he would tell them, what did Hashem say? My ox gored another ox. Okay, Hashem, what should we do? And Moshe would find out from Hashem. Then Moshe would tell the people, Hashem says, pay if your ox is a naughty ox, you should pay the whole thing. If it's a nice ox, he hasn't really gored anybody, you should only pay one ox. You should only pay half. Then Yitro said, no, this is ridiculous. That according to that system, every single person who has a question has to come to you because you're getting the answer directly from God and no one else can. Rather, you tell the people, tell them the laws, set down the laws. Then you could have judges who could judge based on those laws. And if they're a really difficult question, they could come to you. Maybe that question would still be adjudicated directly by God, but presumably most of the cases could be done by the laws. So he suggests we need law, which is a good introduction to the laws. But the only thing is, chapter 19, the introduction, the prelude to the receiving the Ten Commandments, was not the story of, oh, get ready, we're going to get the Ten Commandments. Get ready, we're going to hear all kinds of laws. It doesn't say that. It says, the covenant should be my holy people, a holy nation, Kohanim, Goy Kadosh, priestly nation. You should, all kinds of things. Hear you'll be able to hear Torah Elokim. You'll be able to hear the words of God. While I'm speaking, while God is speaking to me, you'll hear my words as well. There seems to be yes, they're getting ready to hear God, but what's God going to say? Why doesn't He tell them you're going to hear laws? Because there are really two aspects of Judaism. One aspect is the Hitgalut, the revelation of Sinai. We often refer to Parshat Yitro as the revelation. Shavuos, we celebrate the revelation. Well, there's really two separate things. There's a revelation, where we just got a general sense of inspiration. Then there's actual laws. Now, just like Moshe was trying to work directly on the inspiration, and then Yitro said, hey, cool it, you got to have actual laws. So too, Moshe sets up a system. He says, look, we're going to have this inspiration and relationship with God. When you get down to it, they're actual laws. So it turns out it's a dichotomy, but it's also that both are true. As Rav Tamir Granot says, when we study Torah, when we observe Torah, it should be like a surprise. Oh, what should I do today? Oh, I have a great idea. I'm going to wake up in the morning. I'm going to daven to Hashem. And what should I do in the afternoon? Well, I'm also going to daven to Hashem. It's true. There's a law called Shachris, Mincha, Mariv, but it should be fresh, as if it's an idea from my own inspiration. On the other hand, there need to be laws. There need to be set times. I mean, if we just daven when we felt like it, how often will we daven? Maybe some people daven constantly. Other people might not daven at all. So we have set times and set rules. So let us hope that indeed our Judaism can be one which is fresh, It feels like we're coming to God to find out the answers. When we learn Torah, it should be a sense of not like, all right, what are the rules? But rather, wow, really, we want to know what does God say. There should be an excitement about that. At the same time, should be a sense of fixed worship, how to do so, because a human being cannot live in a world where every day things change. Well, today I'm in the mood, tomorrow I'm not in the mood. You need to have a set worship. On the other hand, don't make your prayers into set things. Yes, it's set, but don't make it sound set. Don't make it as if like, who cares? Make it to feel like this is something new and something fresh. So we make this point in Yitro, and we make this point at Sinai. Yitro tells him, yeah, it's great to have inspiration from God directly, but we need to have some set laws. So too, at Sinai, they're told, we're going to have this great inspiration, it's going to be great revelation. But you know what? We're going to learn actual Torah, their actual laws, their 10 commandments. So you say, what's the connection? Well, there's a big connection. If we understand Torah at its highest level, at its deepest level, and even at its simplest level, it's not just a bunch of laws. When we learn Torah, we're learning the will of God. We're coming to the Torah. You should feel like, no, what does the next verse have to say? It's not a verse. What you're reading there is Yitro Shalokim. You want to investigate, what does God say? You open up the Torah to find out, what does God say? What does God want from me? What does God want from me? Let's hope we can combine. We can do both. We can have set laws, at the same time, a sense of spontaneity, a sense of newness, a sense of freshness, a sense of a direct relationship with God. Let's hope we can achieve both, just as Moshe and Yitro discussed, just as we discussed on Sinai. Parshat Yitro moving to Mishpat Mishpatim. We're able to find that balance. Let's hope we too can find that balance as well. Spontaneity and continuity, revelation, and also a fixed sense of what a Jew is supposed to do. Thank you for joining us here at the Baron Hirsch Congregation for a discussion of the Parsha and the holidays. Thanks to Jason Lefkowitz, our producer. And thanks to our sponsors, Karen and Barney Abbas. Thank you so much.
This has been 10 Minutes for Torah with Rabbi Joel Finkelstein.